great character and not VAR for Big Brendan. Welcome back to Fog Football. Brendan Rodgers wants ready. He wants it tanned. He wants it binned. He wants it to never see the light of day again. He's been speaking about it, and let's go into more detail about what the Celtic manager has said. And Brendan Rodgers says he would scrap VAR right this second and go back to quote-unquote pure football. Holy moly. Celtic boss Rodgers accepts VAR needed time to bear in, but feels the implementation of the technology is now spoiling the game. Of course, could it spoil Celtic's title charge on Sunday, tomorrow, 2:30? Could Aberdeen get a few favourable decisions? Potentially. Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers would scrap VAR, and he wants pure football, but the former Liverpool and Leicester boss accepts far needed time, but he thinks it's now spoiling the game. He felt the well-positioned referee made the right call in booking Dyson Maeda during his side's Champions League defeat by Atletico Madrid on Tuesday, but it was then presented with an image that distorted the true nature of the challenge and led to a red card. And as somebody said on STV, even a peck on the cheek can look like a porno when you slow it down. And I agree with that. Like, I don't think slowing down is the right way to go. Honestly, it's not. Like, literally any tackle in the history of football can look like an absolute killer with VAR. Like, honestly, like, when you see, like, maybe high boots or when someone jumps up and their elbow skims the opponent's head, like, see, once you start slowing it down, like, actually, it's just not in real time. I don't think the slowing it down should be used, honestly. So, the problem is, right, I agree with getting rid of VAR. But with getting rid of VAR, people are going to need to accept that the wrong decisions are going to happen. But the wrong decisions are happening anyway. So, you know, I think recently, I mean, Maeda wouldn't have been sent off here. Rangers would have went 3-1 up, against Sparta Prague with Danilo's goal, of course. Of course, VAR didn't notice the trip up of the leg, so that would have been given. And that's just recent examples, trips. I can't really think of any more. But he did go on to say, I feel for Celtic supporters the other night. You've paid hundreds of pounds to travel to Madrid. You're stuck up in the sky watching the game. You've had a good day maybe in Madrid. You go to the game, and after 20 odd minutes, one of your players gets sent off. It just spoils the game, absolutely spoils the game. And I think we are now starting to see it a little bit more. The waiting about, the hanging about. I said after the game, it feels like we are getting much more like a computer game, everything accessed on a screen. That's not football. If it continues that way, then of course it would have to be looked at, because from a player's perspective and a supporter's perspective and a general football perspective, that's not the game we know and the game we love. I have spoken to people down in England working in the Championship where there's no VAR, and they tend to quite enjoy it. They understand there's going to be some mistakes, but the fluency and fluidity of the game feels a bit removed from constantly looking at screens. End of quote there for Brendan Rodgers. So, what do you guys think? Do you want VAR scrapped? I mean, it's crazy what could happen. He did go on to say there's a lot that is good, but in the bad, it is very bad. That's something that would never have to be looked at, whether it's worth it or not. I think I'm quite a patient guy, so when something's starting to grate on me, that's going quite a way. Other managers, in fairness to them, have been like this a few years ago. I tend to want to give things time and see how it pans out, because everything deserves a chance, but if it's spoiling the game, that's when we would have to look at it. Big Brendan, he's no happy. He's got a face like fucking thunder. And Dyson Maeda is out for 6 weeks. What will happen tomorrow, troops, in that crazy game? No one really knows. But leave your thoughts down below. And until next time, that's it here for Fog Football.